Imagine a sound, not a crack of thunder, not the roar of a hurricane, but a deep, bone-rattling groan echoing from the absolute core of the earth. For 10,000 years, the brass gates of Tartarus have held firm. For 10,000 years, the Olympians have ruled from their sunlit peaks, drunk on nectar and the prayers of mortals. They grew comfortable. They grew complacent. But what if the chains finally rusted? What if the inescapable abyss was escaped? Close your eyes and listen. The earth is splitting open. The old gods are awake, and they are not looking for their thrones. They are looking for revenge. Welcome back to the darkest corners of Greek mythology. Today, we ask the ultimate question: what if the Titans returned? The return wouldn't begin with an announcement. It would begin with an apocalypse. Deep beneath the underworld, beneath the realm of Hades himself, lies Tartarus. It is not just a prison. It is a primordial entity, a dark void designed to crush the souls of the absolute worst offenders of the cosmos. For millennia, this is where Kronos, the former king of the cosmos, and his mighty siblings have withered. They were bound in chains, forged by the Cyclopes, chained in absolute darkness. But time is a funny thing. The Olympians, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, are gods of order, of humanity, of the modern world. Their power waxes and wanes with the beliefs and actions of mortals. But the Titans? They are not just gods. They are the untamed raw forces of the universe itself. They are time, light, the deep ocean, and the celestial heavens. Their escape wouldn't be a jailbreak. It would be a geological catastrophe. Imagine the tectonic plates of the earth shattering like fragile glass. Hades, the lord of the dead, would be the first to know. His sprawling kingdom of shadows would be instantly annihilated as the floor of the underworld simply explodes upward. Out of the sulfur and suffocating darkness steps Kronos. He doesn't look like an old man with a scythe. He is a towering monument of rage, his very presence distorting the flow of time around him. Beside him rises Iapetus, the piercer, Hyperion, the lord of burning light, and Oceanus, whose awakening causes the world's oceans to violently recede from the coastlines. Preparing for a devastating return, the Titans are free, and their eyes are fixed upward toward Mount Olympus. The assault on the mortal world is instantaneous. The Titans do not need armies. They are the weapons. As they march from the shattered crust of the earth, the planet protests. Volcanoes that have slept for centuries erupt simultaneously in a chorus of fire and ash. The sky, usually governed by the steady hand of Apollo, turns a sickening, bruised shade of purple and black. Hyperion takes to the sky, not to bring dawn, but to bring absolute blinding radiation. The heat is unbearable. Forests spontaneously ignite. Rivers flash boil into steam. Down below, Oceanus calls the waters back, unleashing tidal waves miles high that swallow entire continents in a matter of minutes. Humanity doesn't even have time to comprehend what is happening. We are entirely insignificant in this war. When the Olympians fought the Titans the first time, humanity barely existed. Now, our sprawling cities, our monuments of glass and steel, are crushed underfoot like ant hills. To the Titans, we are nothing but the favored pets of the usurper, Zeus. Wiping us out is not an act of malice. It is simply pest control. Up on Mount Olympus, panic sets in. The golden halls tremble. The nectar spills. Athena, the goddess of strategy, stands over her war table, watching the mortal world burn. For the first time in her immortal existence, she realizes there is no strategy that can contain an erupting universe. the war arrives at the gates of the gods. Zeus stands at the pinnacle of Olympus, his eyes glowing with terrifying, electric fury. He hefts his master bolt, a weapon that once leveled mountains and won the first great war. He hurls it with all his might. The sky splits open with a blinding flash, striking Kronos square in the chest. The explosion is deafening, but when the smoke clears, the Titan King is still standing. He brushes the searing ozone from his colossal shoulder and laughs, a sound that makes the bravest of the gods fall to their knees. The Titans have spent 10,000 years absorbing the crushing gravity of Tartarus. They are no longer vulnerable to mere lightning. The battle is chaotic and brutally one-sided. Ares, the god of war, charges down the mountain, his chariot drawn by fire-breathing horses. He is met by Kronos, the titan of intellect and the axis of heaven. With a single, dismissive backhand, Kronos shatters the chariot, sending the god of war tumbling violently into the burning ruins of Greece. Poseidon raises his trident, trying to command the seas to defend the mountain, but the water refuses to listen. Oceanus, the ancient source of all fresh water, simply overrides him. The oceans rise up and begin to climb the sides of Mount Olympus itself, drowning the lower slopes. Even Hades, who has fled his destroyed kingdom, fights back to back with his brothers. The big three, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, unleash their combined might. Thunder, earthquakes, and the terrifying power of death. But it is not enough. The Titans press forward, an unstoppable wall of elemental fury. The tragedy of the Olympians is that they are deeply flawed, deeply human gods. They bicker, they love, they betray. They are distracted by their own vanity. The Titans have no such distractions. They share a single, unified purpose: eradicate the usurpers. Slowly, inevitably, Mount Olympus falls. The golden columns crumble. The beautiful gardens of Hera are reduced to ash. Kronos reaches the summit. He looks down at his son, Zeus, battered, exhausted, and out of lightning. There is no grand speech. There is no gloating. There is only the cold, harsh reality of the ancient world reasserting itself. Time always catches up. Kronos raises his scythe, not to kill the gods, for they are immortal, but to do to them exactly what they did to him, to drag them down, broken and defeated, into the darkest, coldest depths of a newly forged prison. If the Titans returned, it wouldn't just be the end of the gods, it would be the end of the world as we know it. The Olympians represented a shift from primal chaos to civilization, law, and human progress. The Titans represent the raw, terrifying, and untamed power of nature. Their victory means a reset, a return to a universe where order does not exist, where humanity is erased, and where the cosmos is ruled once again by violent, beautiful, unforgiving forces. The brass gates of Tartarus still hold, for now, but deep down in the dark, they are waiting. Thank you for listening to this descent into the shadows of mythology. If you felt the earth rumble, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which Titan do you think is the most terrifying. Until next time, keep one eye on the sky